That's it, guys. We are live on YouTube. How you doing tonight? We're going to build the Grasshopper. Brad should be joining us, and maybe my other friend from Canada is going to join us. We'll see. Anyways, let me get the chat up on the window and my window also. Get that up. So we have Bill with us and KBRC 13 right now.
I got
You
a
ever build a
question.
Tamiya kit, Bill?
Yeah, I have. When I first got into RC, I started off with this little Radio Shack Jeep thing, and then my first hobby grade was a Tamiya Hornet.
Okay.
My buddy and I both bought them, and we took them racing, and had a lot of fun with those things. And it's basically the same car as that Grasshopper, except it's got a Lexan body.
Okay.
And instead of the little 380 motor, it had the 540. And separate shocks on the front, I believe, where the Grasshopper's got the springs on a little shaft on there that's not a shock, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So basically the same car.
We have the body, tub.
I do like the Grasshopper body though. It's pretty cool.
It is.
Nice hard plastic.
There's a bunch of parts in here for the transmission. Motors in here, bumper, axle is in here. So I'm not gonna. There's a lot of unboxing for these. I'm not gonna bore you guys with this. So basically, I'm just gonna put this on the little table I have onto the side. I sometimes like to work on a little mat so I don't wreck my table. This thing is getting very wrecked, but I gotta buy a much bigger one. One thing I like to do before, but I've read these a lot, is go through the manual just to make sure you understand the step and you understand how everything is going to go together, which I just realized I didn't put my my grease here. So I got to get some grease. So basically, we're going to go step by step with this and start building it. But it's a very easy kit to actually build this one. Like you probably build it, like you mentioned, you build it, so, or one similar.
Yeah, and those gear cases with the gearbox, all the gears and everything are tough as snot, man. They'd a lot of guys at our track, we'd hold a challenge race,
Okay.
kind of like in between things, and we take these damn Hornets and throw a crazy 10-turn modified motor on it with a 7-cell. And we get out there and race these things like that just for fun, kind of in between things. And the cars just took it. You know, they never broke on us doing that. They were tough, man. That's the one thing I could say about those cars is they are tough.
Yeah, a lot of people mention that Tamiya, it's cheap, it's plastic, but you'd be surprised how tough these things are.
Well, the thing about that plastic they use is that it's kind of soft.
Some of their plastic is soft, yes, but some of them are a little harder.
Yeah.
Like this one is
Like
softer.
Yeah, but their suspension arms, you know, and their chassis tubs and the axle housing on the back there, those things are a fairly soft plastic, so it'll give a little bit instead of breaking, you know.
Yes, that's true. Hello, RC. How you doing? RC Master, how are you? Hello, RC says the Grasshopper was his first hobby grade RC. So I like to, and I said this in a bunch of my comments or videos, I use what's called a flush cutter. Flush cutter is flush on one side, it's completely straight, and then it's beveled on the other side. So when you actually cut, it does a nice clean cut, and it does not leave anything onto the piece. So you don't have to use a knife to clean it up.
Holiday nipple things.
Holiday nipples? What are you talking
Yeah.
about? Are you watching a different video than we're watching, or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounded like he's watching the porno.
Yeah. Wonder where Brad is. I told him to be here, and he said he was. Strange.
I was gonna show y'all my cat, but he decided he wanted to go outside.
Your what? Your cat?
Yeah. That guy is huge, man.
Oh yeah.
We got some other cats around here from the neighborhood that came around today. And they all look pathetically skinny compared to him.
What, Brad? What are you doing?
There's
I told you I was going to build it. I was going to build this. He says, I did not know you were going to do it this way and not with me on the video like everybody else. Yes, I did send you an invite, Brad. You should have got it. I sent it to everybody. Wait, I'll send it again. I'll check that.
Yeah, every once in a while, I'll find mine in my spam folder. So check there, Brad.
Da, 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 da. There you go. Brad, check your email. Let me know if you got it.
There's some kind of creature coming through my floor of my house. I don't know what the hell it is, but
Oh, no.
crazy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I had a raccoon do that once.
Yeah, it might be a coon or a possum or something. Yeah, we fought a raccoon at 2 o'clock in the morning. I fought a raccoon underneath my tub. The baby's got it underneath there, and the mama couldn't get underneath it. Oh, it was crazy. But anyways,
I didn't get the invite, Frank.
Okay, you got it now. Sorry about that. My bad.
good evening, Brad.
There's Brad.
Oh. Recognize that, Brad?
Recognize? Yes. It's a TAO2 or TAO1.
Yep, TAO2. When I bought this, it was the Chevy S10
Oh, I know what that one is.
with the little BFGs.
Yeah, I had the Hummer on that.
Yep. Then I took and I put the spacers inside of these shocks and took it road racing.
And it do decently.
Yeah, I used to have a blast, man.
Hey,
Actually, we actually ran a really tiny little course. I think it was contained in like a 20 by 30 space, tiny little race course. And so we had them geared down real low.
yeah, low pinions.
Yeah, and we could get like 6 to 7 minutes out of those cars geared down that low.
you know, they stopped making the shaft drive TAOs after TAO3. TAO3 is the first belt drive.
Yeah, I haven't kept up with the Tamiya
Now
racing.
they're up to now they're on a TAO8, and now they have a TAO8 Evo, or they call it the TAO Evo. You should see it. It's a beautiful chassis. It's a carbon fiber and belt driven.
I put that cleaner on the tanker truck.
Okay.
I left it outside, sprayed it, didn't do anything. Left it outside all day. And I'm just gonna paint it.
Okay. So I got some bearings instead of using the bushings.
Good.
I thought your son was going to build that.
Yeah, I asked him. He didn't feel like it, so
That the
Okay.
first step tank is the rear end or the
that is correct.
axles?
Do you see how thick those axles are? You have to try real hard to hurt one of those.
Yeah, they look
Is that a
pretty
challenge?
No, I don't want. I'm hoping you won't do that, but that it's amazing how thick they are.
That's what she said.
Okay, where
It took forever for John to send that to you too.
Well, I wasn't in a rush. I was not rushing him. So I'm looking through the bags for some parts. Usually if you look BB, so in other words, B bag, number 3. So usually if you go to B bag, you'll find what you're looking for. So
You don't
Mhm.
dump them out in little baggies, I mean, in little containers tank. You just pull the part out when you need it and put it where in front of you.
in front.
And you do leave the lettered bag with the parts, right?
Well, what I usually do is I take the screw and I put it in my magnet bag. And then what I do is I take my scissors and I just cut the B. And then I just cut the B and I leave the B in this bin. Like that, I know that's the B bag. And then I can throw it
You
in the bag.
know, the perfect
That's a
motor
smart
for
way to
that
do it.
is a dirt tuned, Frank. So you should invest in one.
No, I'm gonna run it with this until it dies and then we'll see what happens next.
Yeah, I
The
took,
dirt tuned motor is a perfect motor for that car for upgrade.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, 17,000 RPM. It's what runs mine. Good. It's a Tamiya motor too. So, and you can change the brushes on it.
So does the Grasshopper come with a 540 now?
Yeah, I know. It's a 380.
Still
But you can
380.
fit a
Okay.
540. You can fit a 540 to it.
Yeah, I kind of figured you could pretty easily because it's the same,
It's the Hornet.
basically the same as the Hornet. Yeah. Except
I'm
for
a
the
very cheap guy and I'm gonna run what comes with it.
Well, it's going to be very slow, Frank, with a 12.
I
You're
don't
not going to get
I don't
380.
care. I'm gonna use it for now. As it was intended to when they originally created it.
right.
Well, just keep that.
Keep that what? Oh, Brad froze up.
I
Uh-oh.
took little yogurt cups and I marked C on them, and then I opened the bag up and I put, all the screws
Okay.
in the C bag. And
So I like to use my little syringe. So I have a syringe full of grease, marine grease. And I just use this, and like that I can put grease at a certain spot easily. And then when I pull it back,
you
it
got
sucks
grease
it in.
there.
It sucks it all in. So I make no mess nowhere.
Oh man, I need to get one of them because the marine grease will fit in that. It's not
Yeah,
too
marine
thick.
grease fits in here. Yeah, it is very thick.
Well, I mean, in the
but-
syringe tank, in
Yeah,
the
but yeah,
syringe.
it's the syringe you get for medication or whatever. It doesn't.
Yeah,
have
like
a-
horse syringe, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't have a pin on it. It doesn't have
Right.
anything. The hole's big. I just stick this at the end in my marine grease, and then I just pull on it, and it just sucks it right in.
Man, I got to do that because I get that shit all over the place.
That's very
I-
easy.
Yeah,
guys,
I didn't
guys
even think
stop.
about that.
What, Brad?
Yeah,
You guys just stopped and then it reconnected me again. I don't know what the heck happened.
yeah,
Yeah, you froze. For some odd reason, you froze.
Yeah,
I like
well,
this.
actually, everybody else froze, not me.
Okay.
All depends on where you're sitting, Brad.
Yeah, because for us, nothing froze on our end. There we go.
Yeah, a matter of fact, I think I'm going to go to Tractor Supply Store and get one of them tomorrow. Tonight.
Oh yeah.
I hate messing with grease.
I'm hoping one day you'll get yourself an SRB chassis, Keith. You'll like it.
I had enough problems with this truck I'm working on.
I started on my fighting buggy. That rear end is so full of parts, it's not even funny.
What is full of parts? Oh, there's a lot of parts.
It's very complex parts.
Okay.
It's complexly made in the back of it. But I do think Keith would really like an SRB.
Probably.
My next kit is not going to be Tamiya though.
Oh, you got to wait for a long time to get a next kit for you.
Yeah.
You're on the blacklist right now.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
That's what happens when you get an expensive kit. You have to wait for a while before you get the next one.
Especially an expensive trailer like that.
Hey, Frank.
Yes.
The rear tires on this car are directional, so pay attention to that when you look at storage.
Will do. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Tank, I'll ask you Thursday. You can help me do that. I'm not in no
we can do it
rush.
on the after hour to help you with the remote.
Yeah, okay. I'm not in any rush really.
So
I still think my transmitter's messed up because it works a little bit, then it doesn't work. It's like I have to touch it and then it'll work. So it's weird.
okay.
So you pleased with how that rear end goes together?
Well, it's pretty easy
Yeah.
so far.
Did you put marine grease in the diff?
Well, I did put marine grease on the gears here, yes, and I am going to put some in the diff in a little bit. Now I'm just going to put some marine grease on the little gear for the diff.
You gonna lock them or no?
Oh, no.
No.
Not on this thing. It doesn't have enough power for that. Plus, if you lock it on a buggy, you won't have the same control.
Yeah.
There is from Shapeways, there is a locking mechanism for the diff for it.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you just have to, the other way, I believe, is you put one gear backward, I believe, or something like that.
Well, yeah, in the Tamiya King Hauler, you just put a gear in between the two gears.
Okay.
But I did that and it sounded really bad, so I used that earwax stuff. Took it all apart and used it. It was like really weird sounding. So.
Oh, I just found out that they actually make a metal counter gear for that car. Because they were running one in the Midnight Pumpkin for the speed races.
Okay.
They have one metal gear that you can get for that car. Just that hooks to the motor. I mean, that runs off the motor. Just to keep that'll be interesting too if you really wanted to put some high power in there.
Got the sound kit all soldered and sealed up and everything.
John Martin says he's working on the indoor track right now.
Nice.
What, you get a hold of Sang?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to jump in, but he is going to look for it and he might watch it or say hi. But I don't know if he's gonna jump in. I did see he is on the email list, so I did send it to him.
You know, we haven't heard from a long time in Spin Rush.
Yeah, that's what I was told recently.
Well, I've seen some of the posts he's been putting on Facebook. He's been doing some stuff and going different places.
So he's around.
Yeah, he's around.
Yeah.
Oh, I sent you a video, not to, today, several minutes ago, from RC Legends. He has a book that showed an interesting chassis, one page that showed an interesting chassis of Hot Shot the Hot Shot chassis that I never seen before.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
see now. How hard is this gonna be?
Yeah, I used to have a Hot Shot that was on a Hot Tricks chassis.
Yeah, this
Red
one wasn't. It wasn't tubbed. It wasn't a tub where you close it together, a clamshell. It was opened and it had sidewalls. It was like a monocoque.
Yeah, this one didn't have any side panels or anything. It was just a flat fiberglass, red fiberglass chassis, and it had red anodized suspension mounts on it.
Okay.
Used the stock Hot Shot arms
Let's see.
and the stock transmission and all that, or transmissions. There's two of them.
Well,
And it had a drive shaft. Had a custom drive shaft on it too that was aluminum. Pretty nice.
well, with my Super Hot Shot, they gave me a nice drive shaft for it. Nice aluminum one. Yeah, but the Hot Shot was, I always wanted a Hot Shot, but I got the Super Hot Shot when it first came out. But I always liked the Hot Shot. It's such a cool looking vehicle with the monoshocks.
Yeah, it looked cool, but it didn't work as well as having two shocks up front work.
Well, they also made a Hot Shot 2 that had a mono in the front and two in the rear, which they haven't re-released yet.
Yeah, the one I had the monoshock up front, but I didn't like the way it worked. I think the closest thing I could find was a RC10 front shock tower that I drilled it in order to be able to mount it on there, rigged up some shit, and ran two shocks on it. And it handled much better. But
the monoshocks on the Hot Shot were nice though because they were metal.
not the stock ones. The stock, well, it was a metal shock, but it had a plastic cap on it, and
Yeah,
they were weird.
and it was adjustable, that cap. I think the cap was
and it had a
adjustable.
plastic frame cap also, so they were a little bit weird in the way they were made, but and it was red plastic.
Yeah, I think they were adjustable on it.
I don't remember about that. I don't think they were, not the ones I had, but
It has a sticker showing that it shows adjustability.
well, you had a couple of different places to mount the shocks, but that was about it. Well, and the spring, it had that cam on the spring,
Yeah,
the shock part, where you could turn the cam
yeah.
and tighten on the spring.
What's his name? What's the name of his channel?
I don't know.
RC Vintage something. He put the Super Hot Shot against the Hot Shot. It went around the Hot Shot went around the track better than the Super Hot Shot. It actually got a lower time, which I was surprised.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the two monoshocks somehow behaved better on the particular track he had.
Yeah, it kind of depends on where you're racing to. Yeah, definitely makes a difference on as far as what will work.
Yep.
He was surprised too with the results that the times were longer for the super hot shot compared to the hot shot.
As a matter of fact, I think I saw that video, Brad. don't remember when
Vintage
it was.
RC, I think it's called.
Might have been, I'm not sure. I watch so many different channels that sometimes I forget who, you know.
He has a lot of cameras on the track, and he even had one that followed the car on the straight on it.
Ag C is opened.
The only other car that had a monoshock in the rear is the one I'm building. After that, and it was two-wheel drive. It was the fighting buggy with the reservoir on it.
There's one gear that I got, which I have no clue where the heck it goes. It's a very tiny.
Oh yeah, that gear. That car. I don't know why they come with that gear. It's just there.
It's nice and smooth.
I think they send that one with all the Tamiyas because my TAO2 had that in the box too.
Oh yeah.
And my Blackfoot, and it was not for anything on either one of the vehicles.
I have no idea why they did it. It looks like an idler gear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
who knows?
that's what
Maybe
I was
one day
thinking.
you'll find. Maybe one day we'll find a gear to put that gear on something.
Maybe. Now, on any of the Tamiya kits, some people don't realize this, but if you take your screw, you're not sure which screw it is or which length, the picture of the screw matches exactly the size of the screw you're going to be using. So you just have to put the screw right on top of the image, and then it tells you exactly what screw it is.
I like that too, because it's like,
Yep.
you get so
I
many
think there's a
screws.
couple other companies whose kits are like that, but
Yeah.
But yeah, Tamiya definitely spoiled me to that on my very first kit.
They're the ones who did it first, I think.
Well, Tamiya
Oh, yeah.
and Kyosho, yeah.
Plastic pieces, you have to, some of them you have to make sure they go the right way and stuff.
Are you gonna paint the box art, Frank?
Nope. Why,
What
do
do
you
you-
want me to paint it box art? You gave me the
I
car.
would
What
like
do
to
want
see
me
you
do?
paint it box art.
Hey,
I would like to see you paint it box art.
it's simple. It's white.
Yeah, but but it looks better when you paint the better white. The white is, if you paint it white, it'll be a brighter white than what you see on the chassis.
Oh,
I
I
like
know
black.
that.
Yeah,
And you
that
got-
white plastic stain too.
Yeah, and but the white paint actually brings it out more because it's brighter.
And yes, I am using a Tamiya screwdriver.
I just got a couple of GIS bits.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you could feel how well they grip in there. It's like it sticks.
Oh yeah, it's way different than
Yeah. Regular
the
ones.
other screwdrivers. Well, with a American screwdriver, the Phillips screwdriver number 2 or number 1, if you put your screw on it, there's no way. Like right now, I have the screw on it. There's no way you can do this with this is vertical.
Right.
Your screw would fall off the screwdriver, but this one stays on. But I opened up the skit the other day and I looked through it and I go, wow, there's not a lot of page for this. Should be pretty quick to build, actually.
RC Kicks can do it in about 2.5 hours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the chassis, which is amazing. I think it's 2.5, 3 hours or something like that.
Mm-hmm. I will take more time. Probably won't be finished today, but Hoodwiz, how you doing? He says hi tank and soup panel super chat. John Martin, I read that earlier.
Hey, Bill, you should get that TAO2 running again.
Water break.
Yeah. I have to
Do you
gather
remember-
up some stuff though if I was going to.
I mean,
Yeah.
since you remember it being fun to drive, might as well.
You still have it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just showed
Oh,
it
yeah.
to me.
Oh, yeah, yes. I remember you showing it real quick.
It's just hard for me to go somewhere that I can drive that thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's
I
missing
mean-
with it right now? What's broken?
See, I stole some bearings out of it and some tires off of it.
Well, those are easily replaced because pretty much any 12mm Tamiya rims for rally cars and stuff will fit it.
I got wheels. It's just I'd have to buy some tires.
Well, you can still buy
I'll
their
take-
tires.
Yeah.
Also, on the
don't have
motor, there's no place to screw a 540 on the 440. Oh, it goes on the other screw. Okay, you just get longer screws.
No, the 540 will fit on there just like a Hornet.
Yeah. No, I get it now.
You have an addition to the gearbox to hold the 380.
Hey, the gear is already installed on this.
Yes,
Let me guess. It's pressed on.
yes, it is.
Okay.
I think it's I forgot if it's I think it's a 10 tooth.
I think it's got 10. Let's count.
They gave it a 10 tooth because the 380 doesn't have the torque of the 540.
I think it's got 11. No, it's 10.
Yeah, and they wanted to get as much torque out of that little motor. If you're going to remove it with a press remover for pinions, you're going to have to drill a hole in the center of it so it can push against the
Okay.
the shaft.
Nut. I need some nut. Bag A5. I need a nut. Brad, come over here.
Wait till you get to the nuts for putting the wheels together. Those are tiny as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you got to hold them with your finger to make sure you can put the screw to hold them so they don't fall out. And then you got to screw in the screw to make them stay put. Are you going to make a video of this running, Frank?
Sure.
You're going to jump it into that gravel pit that you have at the driveway.
I'm gonna go to the skate park just for you.
It's not fast enough to really do much on a skate park.
I'll make it go fast. Run on 3S. How's
It
that?
only does like 12 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. With a 540, with an 18 tooth, it'll do 18.
Oh no, the screwdriver is a small one, and I don't have the small one. Shoot. Find my other small screwdriver. Where's my Phillips screwdriver when I need one?
Do you have one that's tiny for the JIS?
No, I gotta buy one. I saw somebody selling a kit the other day. I should have bought it.
With the JIS small one on it?
Yeah, well, it was the kit, the Tamiya kit that has all the three. It's like a 7-piece kit.
Yeah, yeah, that's blue, and they're blue.
Yeah. The handles comes out.
Yeah, I think I remember those selling for about $25.
Mhm. Oh no, the screw fell. Don't have the right screwdriver. It's falling. Motor mount is installed. Woohoo!
Did you grease up the pinion?
I never greased a pinion. But I can.
Don't forget you have that oil hole in there too on the side.
Yeah.
Get a thin thing that you shoot through, and it'll put grease through it.
Hey, Kurt, you left. I went live and you left. Okay, put the motor on. Need the cap for the motor. I don't even look at the number. It's pretty simple, and there's only one big tree part. Yeah, it looks like that part. I'll put that one on. Okay, I need a long screw, bag C, 2 long screws. Them are it. Man, that's a small motor.
Sean's wiring problem when I just have this little bit.
What's the pinion on this? It's not a it's a mod
It's a 32 pitch.
32.
It's 32 pitch.
All those early Tamiyas are 32 pitch, and probably the modern ones too. I don't know.
Yeah, they are
about that.
32 pitch, but they call them Mod 8 and Mod 6 because they have 48 pitch. They call them like Mod 6s.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's the screw. There's that. Motor goes on this side.
Yeah.
And it fits nice in there, nice and snug. And I can see the gearing is okay. The mesh is okay. So now I can put those long screws in there.
Yeah, those are some long. The motor screws are long.
This is the one that John went crazy and put a big motor on there.
Yeah, I think he said he put a 12-turn Traxxas motor on it. I have his 12-turn Arma motor. When he came and saw me, he gave me some electronics, including a spare controller.
Oh, wait a minute. I do have a Reedy 17-turn just kicking around.
I used
There
that
you
on my
go.
holiday buggy. You know you can adjust the timing on that, Frank.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it'll go right on there. You just don't use the little motor plate. That's all.
My holiday buggy is so fast with about 10, 11 degrees of timing and a 17 turn. It's fast as hell. And it handles great with the oil-filled dampers on it.
Yeah, I'll try it with this and see how it goes. It's not that hard to change a motor. It's right behind, so.
I've seen a guy. I saw that guy in Australia take the Hornet chassis and got it to do over 50 miles an hour.
I can hear the motor turn.
Yeah, you could hear the torque noise from that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. You can tell when there's more torque in the sound.
Mm-hmm. And just like that, we're already installing the chassis onto there.
Oh, you have to grease those plastic parts there that go into the hub, into the chassis that come to the end.
How come you remember that?
Because I remember the car. And every time if I take the rear axle off, I have to do it again and put it into the thing. Okay. It's to help mitigate friction when it moves up and down. Yeah, you got to put grease on what you're putting that on. It tells you.
Why do they want me to get some bearings? Option. Steel ball bearings. Where the heck do they want me to put bearings in there?
I've never seen that before.
Well, it says B1, but it's steel ball bearing, 4-piece.
Are you sure they're not talking about the gearbox?
No, because the gearbox is done. Oh, maybe, okay, it's for the gearbox, but it's on the other side, but they put on this side.
Yeah. But you do have to grease those things that those sit in.
No, they'll be greased. I got the grease. Don't worry.
So tell me this, if I remember correctly, on the Hornet, those little mounts for the transmission or transaxle are like
they have springs.
A slotted
these
thing.
don't. The one on the Hornet does, but I didn't see any on
this one. Doesn't have it because it doesn't move in that direction. It doesn't float.
The Super Hornet does.
Yes, those springs are a pain in the ass.
I know, I broke them, so I bought like 3 sets. And then after I broke those 3 sets, I said, screw it. So I locked it in, so it's locked now. It's locked all the way down. Okay, so the notch goes on top. Motor goes down because now I got to work from the underneath. Hold it underneath like that. And that goes in here with the notch up because the holes are there. Making sure, talking to myself, as long as I don't argue with myself. I hate losing arguments with myself.
Yeah.
When I argue and then I realize I was right, that's not fun. Right, Brad?
Yeah.
Says, yeah, right, whatever. Man, these are tough to get in there.
I think you got to be careful in the direction of how they are up or down.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so let's pop that in there with the grease. I can feel the suction of the grease. Hey, we have a buggy.
Half done.
Now I got screw the bugger. BB1. I need 8 of them. Oh my God, I should have got a drill. White aluminum screws. No, they're steel, but they're white, which is weird. Oh, John Martin did a shout out to himself. And I'll need the side roll bars.
I think they call them Nerf bars, don't they?
Yep.
Nerf bars? Probably. Oh, I got a battery tray. So now I have to paint this because Brad wants me to paint it.
Well, box art.
You gotta think outside the box, Brad.
I don't do that with my Japanese brands.
I was gonna go like a psychedelic paint there, like dye paint.
Were you not going to use the decals?
Yeah, you put the decals on top.
So what you were going to do? Use an iridescent paint?
I don't know. I don't know what I was gonna do. I'm not sure.
Dip it.
I was gonna wing it.
Dip it, Frank.
Dip it? Yeah. I never tried dipping.
Dipping a hard plastic body?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
Of course, you'd
I
have to
don't
use
see- I mean, with Lexan, what I see them doing is they'll stick one end of the body into the water. This is after they put the paint on top of the water and pull the body back up through the paint.
Yep.
So it catches on the inside. I don't see why you couldn't do the same thing, just have it right side up when you
Well,
pull it up through the.
it's a hard body, so I don't know how the paint's going to stick to it so easily.
Hey, Tank, do they make four-way splitters? I know I got them three ways, but
Why the heck would you need four ways? To do what?
I'm putting two saw blades on either side of my tanker, so I want to run one and then out to four.
Use a double and use a triple. You'll have your four way.
Okay.
Use a
I
double
mean, no,
first.
I can use two doubles. That'll work. Yeah.
Well, you'd actually need three doubles to get there.
Well, if you use two doubles, how are you going to control it? You need three doubles to do what you're saying.
They're all going to be on the same. When I turn the switch on, they're all going to go one way and then they're all going to go the other.
Okay, but when you hit that switch, you're controlling it with one channel, but you have two plugs, two doubles to plug. That's
Right.
what we're saying.
Yeah, I got
So
one.
you need a
I
double?
got one coming out. I got a double coming out of the receiver right now.
Yes, so you're going to
So
put
you need
two
two
other
doubles.
doubles.
Two other double. Okay, so right.
To end up with four on one channel, you'd need three doubles altogether. So you're already a third of the way there.
Right. And another long connection because I'm running it from this, so it's going to be into the tanker truck. So, but I got some long singles. So the other day.
Yeah, how the heck am I supposed to screw this guy?
See if I got another double around here somewhere.
There's screws that hold that together on the inside of the chassis.
That works. Having problems with my doubles.
That's a weird way of doing it.
Don't forget, you can use a shorty pack in there with just being with a sponge or a foam thing folded up to hold it in place.
Yeah, what the heck is up with that? That's a small little tiny car. It's got the small little.
Yeah, you can still put a longer pack in there, but they have to be on the round side. But you also could do a shorty pack that'll fit in there. Then you put up some foam behind the back of the battery and it pushes it forward and it keeps it from moving.
Okay.
Oh, here's a triple.
So you can put a 4,000 milliamp pack in there if you want.
When I first started racing that Hornet, I remember they had these goddamn hump packs. You know, it was 6 cells, but one of them was sitting on top of the
Yeah.
others. And so the car's chassis had a weird thing in it for the hump. And then you had this little battery door on the bottom. And I remember we were always, as long as we kept running the cars, we had to replace the chassis once in a while. And we went through battery doors like crazy because they would get torn up.
One side installed, the other side now.
I have some lipos that fit my Hornets, my Hornet Grasshoppers.
Queenie's in the chat. How you doing?
Another. Okay, that's what I can do.
Yeah, I'll probably run this thing for the first time and say, and you'll hear me on the video. I'll say right away, okay, I got to upgrade. Then I'll come down here and put the 17 turn.
Well, like I said, as far as I'm concerned, the Dirt Tune's the most perfect motor for that car.
Oh, yeah.
It gives you some decent speed and more torque.
Hey, Queenie.
Let me tell you, that Tamiya plastic is friggin' hard to screw in there. It's tough plastic, that's for sure. Oh my God, the shocks. They want me to put the shocks together already.
They're friction dampers, by the way.
First of all, 4 mini servos should run off of one channel, okay, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
If
You'll have enough power for that.
they're extra slow, or if you're having other kind of, you know, like brownout problems and stuff, you might need a external BEC depending on what your speed control's got.
Yeah, I'm not gonna run them like all the time, just like once in a while, anyways. So
On pavement, the Dirt Tune will make that car wheelie.
Whoa. Don't exaggerate.
Yeah, the 17 turn, I don't know if you'll be able to keep it on the ground unless it's on the slicker surface.
Oh, Magnified is in the chat and he says, oh, there is Brad.
Hey, Magnified. Yeah, we all haven't heard from him in a long time.
I skipped ahead because I just wanted to finish the Nerf bars.
You wanted to lock them down.
Yep. I didn't like it that they were loose.
that's awful strange.
I hope it actually can spin with just a 380. We'll see. If not, I'll send this 380 to Magnified.
Well, what's he going to do with a 380 motor?
What is Magnified going to do with a 380 motor? I don't know. Ask him. What would you do with a 380 motor, Magnified? That's how much travel. Man, that's not a lot of travel. But hey, that's the way it is.
You get a lot more. That's why they call them hoppers. The rear, the tires will also be part of your suspension. They'll take in some of the bounce.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Where are all
Wait,
the
hang on.
shock parts?
Me
Springs are
too.
there, wheels are there.
Okay, I'll try that.
Oh, all the sharks are plastic. How is it gonna hold all the oil?
There's no oil in there.
What? They're not oil-filled shocks?
No, but you could probably put some thick grease in there. If you
For
want
the
some
amount of
dampening.
travel that this thing has, it'll be good enough. Okay. The A tree. A7 for the shock. Ooh, nice and black and shiny. These must be the most ridiculous shock I've ever built.
This one.
A1.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, just do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna run a 2 off into 2 and then take the other 2 servos and just run them off the other splitters. Be easier.
If you say so. A1, A7.
Now I
and
got to get
A6.
another 3 circle servo though.
Wait a minute. Where are the front shocks?
They are they are a part screw, and they're a shaft, thin, with a little bit of thread at the bottom that hold it in place. You'll see.
Really? What kind of baby kit is this?
Still a fun car to play with.
Okay. So I need 2 of these screws.
Hey, you know, if you get it on the right track and you have got a lot of soft dirt that's packed, not packed. I mean, it's kind of soft and fluffy. You know, it can sometimes it can jump pretty decently.
Okay. 2 of these screws, 2 of those screws. I need 2 washers. I need 2
Yeah, actually,
springs.
the Hornets has a different tub because the shock mount up front is a
Okay.
shock mount on the Hornet, whereas on the Grasshopper you just have a hole for that screw to go through.
Well,
And then,
the
of course,
front suspension is similar on the Hornet, but there's a difference. They have O-rings on top of a cap, in a cap that's at the top of the
So,
front, where you can have a double O-ring in each side or single one, depending on how hard you want it to be.
so I guess the bigger shocks goes in the rear,
Yes.
bigger springs.
Yeah, they did. They, believe it or not, the Hornet actually has some front dampening on it with those O-rings.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, they want me to grease that screw or the shaft.
That's right.
Need to grease the shaft. They tell me to grease the shaft. Call my, oh no, never mind. I'm not gonna go there. Shaft is greased. Woohoo!
I got a better idea.
You got a better idea?
Yeah. I'm spending too much money on this. So instead of getting some more servos, I'm just going to build another saw blade and say one's broke. I'll have 3 saw blades on there.
You're doing it the cheap way.
I have to. I've spent already way too much money on this.
Oh, you don't have enough splitters?
No, I don't have enough servos. I don't have enough 360 servos.
Okay.
I only bought 4, and I put 1 for the tanker truck. I mean, 1 for the turret, and then 3 more for the, blades. But this one's,
that's why custom builds take so long, Keith, because you got to keep buying stuff because to to make your ideas work.
Yeah.
Hey, Frank,
Yes.
I think this battery will also fit in there. This particular company's battery
Okay.
will fit. It's a 6,000 LiPo S-ERC LiPo battery, 6,000 milliamp. It's also a 70C. That should fit in the Hornets and the Grasshoppers
Cool.
because they're flat. It's a flat pack, and it's actually shorter than some of the other packs I have. Just want to let you know you can get a 6,000 that should fit in one of those.
Gotta have, this servo keeps on spinning after I shut it off. So I don't know how to fix that.
There's only one server that keeps spinning.
Yeah.
The other ones
It's-
don't.
The other two don't. No, the other two don't.
That's odd. And you're on the
It's
same
like-
channel.
It's like two of them did, and then two of them didn't. Let me hook them all up, see if they, I know these other two don't spin.
On a 6,000, I bet you with that 380, it runs an hour.
Oh yeah, probably.
Even a 4,000 will make it run like 45 minutes or 30 minutes.
It's actually not a bad shock.
For a friction damper, it's not a bad shock. Wait till you get to the rear tires. Those are going to piss you off.
Probably. 8.5. Need some nut. Where the heck are those nuts? Not in the A bag. Oh, they're plastic. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
that's right. They're plastic.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it spins for like two, maybe a half, 30, maybe a half a second after I shut everything else off.
Well, for what you're using them for, like a little lag's probably not a bad thing anyway, you know.
Yeah. And this ain't got no weight on it or anything, so.
Okay. Bag D2.
Yeah, those Hornets and Grasshoppers come with beadlock wheels, 3-piece plastic
Yeah.
Now it's
beadlock.
spinning.
They were like the first to use beadlock in the hobby.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah, but the getting that centerpiece into the Hornet and Grasshopper tires is a pain in the ass. Who knows? Frank may be okay with it.
Getting the wet piece to where?
What the
Say that again?
center disc?
The center part of the rim.
Oh, okay.
Didn't you say like the servo wasn't centered or something, Tank? Why would it do that? It's on a toggle switch.
It is.
Yeah.
Trying to install my shock.
Oh.
Be better if I see where the hole is. Oh, I almost forgot my washer. Darn. Brad, I almost screwed up the build. but the nut is actually a plastic nut. Almost feel like saying, I'll put I got lots of 3mm nuts here. I should put a 3mm nut instead. Well, if it falls off, I'll do it later.
Better than a nylock, Frank.
It's better than a nylock.
Yep.
I don't know. I can torque those pretty good.
Have you used some of that good old Tamiya Loctite yet?
Didn't come with it. That kit didn't come with that.
That stuff's
Yeah,
like
no need for it.
stuff's like
Yep.
gum, man. Well, my sound kit's all ready.
Your sound kit is ready.
Soldered it in there and all that good stuff.
You soldered the sound kit.
Yeah, the wires, goes to the battery, you know.
Okay. I realize I put the silver bushing, but I should have used the brass bushing instead for the top
Oops.
shock. Is that gonna come off, or am I gonna take the bottom off also? Oh, it just came off. Good thing that motor is got a magnet. It caught my brass bushing. The silver bushing, I mean, not the brass. Oh yeah, this one fits in there way better. Much looser.
What you gonna use for a receiver in there? Unless you guys said it already.
A 4-channel radio link.
Oh, okay.
Servo, I got some cheap servos I bought on Amazon.
Yeah.
You got 4 for a certain price there.
Are they the ones with the clear purple case?
I'm not sure. We'll see in a bit because I am gonna go get it.
That's the ones I got, Bill, that are the 360 ones. Clear like blue.
Blue, okay.
The purple makes sense. I remember seeing purple.
I've seen translucent blue and purple servos on Amazon and Wish and on eBay.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
these are
haven't seen the purple ones. I think I've seen the blue one.
FIIEC. What it says on the side of it. But these are the 360s, so
Yeah.
Ooh, Magnetify is working on a computer.
Ooh. Gotta make a living somehow.
JD says this is very cool. Said it's a flashback to when he built his first RC with his dad,
Oh yeah.
or his first Maya with his dad.
Yeah, my father's was a Hornet. My father.
One more shock, one more screw for the shocks.
them silver tank,
The silver
probably
screw.
probably the same shocks that are they all shocks the same? I mean, are them the
No.
same shocks that are on the trailer truck?
No, not the same at all.
Oh, okay.
No, those are plastic bodied, Keith.
Oh, okay.
Lots of travel, lots of travel.
I want to see you run that on a beach since it has paddle tires.
Oh, here it shows you the option of putting a 540
Yeah.
with an 18 tooth.
And you know what? The weird thing about those axles is that when you hit the gas on them, it actually pushes the tires down
Oh yeah.
instead of getting the torque twist where it tries to twist it up in the chassis. It tries to push down toward the ground.
Doesn't want this kitty sleep with me.
Okay, I'm already at the servo part.
Then the
CK Hobby
same-
Shop, his first one was a Subaru Brat in '83.
It looks like you can take the servo out. I mean, that's not like the Beetle I got. That's servo sandwiched in between the frame, right?
Nope, nope, this is different.
Yeah.
The Brat's on the Frog chassis.
Yeah, just like the Blackfoot.
Yep. But then they made lots of different Blackfoots after that, and the chassis changed.
Yeah. But the original Blackfoot was basically a Frog chassis. I had one of those when they first
Yeah.
came out with them.
The Mud Blaster that had the Brat body on it, that was a different chassis though.
What was that? About $35, Tank?
I think so, yeah. I can't remember, or 40 Canadian.
Yeah.
They are, oh, mine are actually yellow. MG 995, digital high-speed metal gear servo.
Ooh,
Oh, you got the good ones.
high speed.
Where did you get them from?
Amazon.
What?
Amazon.
Oh, what brand is it?
Don't know, I have to look it up on Amazon. It says MG on it.
High speed
Are
brand.
they waterproof?
No, but I don't care. If they blow, they blow. MG 995. That's what's written on it, and it's yellow.
Yeah, I've seen them ones.
What are high? You say they're high torque? What are you talking about? More than 9 kilograms, 12 kilograms?
It says dig high speed, and I know they're metal. It is metal. I'd have to look up what I bought or what it is. The name of them. They're pretty heavy. They got good weight. I have no idea if they're any good.
Would you really, I mean, do you need torque mostly for rock crawling, right?
Yeah, for this, you don't need torque. You need speed for buggy.
Right. Yeah.
You need
The front tires on that thing are tiny, man.
Yeah.
with the torque. You need torque for bigger tires too.
And they're skinny, so you're counting on a little bit of speed along with the tire kind of acting like a knife edge where it's, I mean, on sand, you could almost turn the thing on skis,
Okay. Now, where's my battery pack?
Using the kit ESC.
No, I'm actually going to use my servo tester,
Or what about your 10-6? What ESC are you using?
the one that came with it.
That's what I said.
Oh, I'm using it, but I'm not connecting it to center the servo. Because they say to center the servo, connect your ESC to it, run the cable to the receiver, bind it, and put your radio on neutral, and do all that so your servo can be right in the center, so you can actually put the horn the right way.
Oh, by the way, if you're going to run a lipo in it with that ESC, I would put a monitor on it for the lipos.
Of course, Brad. But let me tell you, if I run a lipo on it, if I run a 5,000 lipo on it, I know I can run at least 45 minutes to an hour without any problem. And I'm not going to be outside with this thing for an hour. So sometimes I don't even bother with the arms
Yeah.
because I know I just won't run the exceeded time. So
And
basically,
you can always bring a LiPo back from an undercharge just by hooking it up to an old school trickle charger for about an hour or so. And it'll bring it back to where a LiPo charger will work again. But what I found out, the worst thing for LiPo batteries is charging them on too high of a amperage rate when you're charging.
I wish that would go down there, but it's not gonna. Damn.
I have a Gens Ace 5500 amp
it's a little noisy.
that it started out nice and flat and square, and that thing is just all kind of swole up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit.
And it still works good. It'll run for days on my low geared crawlers, but it's swollen up from charging it on like 3 amps and stuff instead of like 2. And actually, I'm probably guilty of running like 4 amps before when I was trying to get it done quick. But it'll barely fit underneath my body on that trail finder now.
I'm gonna head out. I'm tired, so I will see you guys later. Good luck on
Bye,
that
Pete.
tank. See you later, Brad. Later.
Hey,
right,
call me
Bill.
tomorrow, send me an email or on WhatsApp when you're ready to do the thing there for the servo.
Yeah, I'll probably just wait till Thursday if we get on early or something. Tank.
Okay.
Good night, guys.
Good. And then we were 3.
Hey, Robert.
P1.
Good old Tamiya servo savers.
They work.
Yeah, they work all right.
Need a short screw.
They give you different threaded ones, either Fatava or Sanwa.
Yeah. That's the yeah.
Here's a little bit of RC trivia for you, Brad. Do you know what brand Sanwa used to be?
I would say KO Propo.
Nope. It was Airtronics.
Oh, did you know Airtronics used to make their own RC cars? I think it's High Tech Airs something.
Yeah, High Tech used to make an RC car, and so did Fatava.
Yeah,
And,
they joint ventured
They
with
were the same car,
different body.
and yeah, it was a hard body, and I think that they actually got Tamiya to make it for them.
Yeah, just like Nico made a lot of cars for Sears. There were some wonderful brands back in the day, and they don't longer exist. they had a lot of out of the box thinking on some of the cars, like AYK, and there's one starts with an M.
Yeah, back in the late 80s and early 90s, there were
Maruri
God,
had good,
brands
wonderful cars.
See you later, CK
of
Hobby
RC
Shop.
cars.
Maruri made some wonderful cars too. A lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know that Nico made. Nico had some back in the '90s. Had some hobby grade cars that they made, and they actually raced them.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
My first introduction to RC was when I was a kid, and this was late 60s. My dad was a electronics enthusiast,
Okay.
and he had a Heathkit catalog, which he had ordered a stereo receiver and a set of speakers out of it, and he built the stereo himself, right down to soldering components onto the circuit boards and all that crap, man. But anyway, in that Heathkit catalog, they had a 1/8 scale on-road RC car kit, but you had to get, I think the kit was probably several $100, but you also had to get like $800 worth of radio equipment
Oh yeah.
and a nitro powered engine to go on it. And it was a flat pan style on-road car.
You know what? Tamiya just came back out with a car that was interesting. It was part pan and part tub, called the Group C cars.
Don't know.
You know, it was had a Mercedes on it. They used a Mercedes in the '90s on it.
Were these Indy style cars, Brad? Or?
It was a '90s style. It was a '90s RC car. They had a Group C car. They did NASCAR. They did a NASCAR one on it. They did a lot of Le Mans cars racers on that chassis.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It was tough. That front end was like a pan car or like a Formula One car, and the rear was like a Formula One car. But all the electronics fit in a tub, and they all hooked to that tub.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Which was interesting design.
Well, if you look at all of Tamiya's cars, well, other than like the off-roaders, things like the Hornet and the Grasshopper and the Frog, those were kind of their own thing. But a lot of the Tamiya chassis, they threw as many different bodies on those things as they could, and they used the same chassis to build on-roaders and rally cars and some so-called off-road cars.
And you know what? They've made newer chassis that can. There's the TC01, which came out a couple of years ago, and that can fit pretty much all the touring cars on it, even though it was based on a Formula E car. But it also had cantilever suspension front and rear.
Yep, and a lot of them, they just changed the suspension arms and drive shafts, or dog bones, really. And what else would they change? They would change the tires, of course, and either use longer shocks, or in the case of the TAO2s, if you got one of their little four-wheel drive off-road trucks, it would have no spacers in the shocks. But if you got an on-road chassis, you had a little 10 millimeter spacer inside the shock.
What
to shorten up the travel
the
and the ride height.
the the rally cars, they always had a little longer suspension, little longer shock throw, and different tires.
Yeah, yeah, different tires, of course.
They even had a long shock version on their XV01, which was like a 75 millimeter shock. I also wish they kept making the FF chassis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those were the first front wheel drive cars before they came out with the M chassis. And all the FF cars all had ball differentials in them. Every kit.
Okay, now I gotta tie the servo. And I need BB1 again. I need 2 of these guys. And 2 washers.
Oh, the ESC that it comes with, I think it's a 65 amp ESC.
Well, it's the BABB.
The TBL08 too.
Yeah, it is.
And the newer one, the TBL04, that's a 75.
Yeah, and it's LiPo compatible, the other one. Okay.
And they are semi-waterproof, from what I understand.
Okay. Need another pair of hands. I just want to do the tires to show you if I can do the tires or not.
That rear, remember that the tire is directional in the
Yeah.
rear.
Yeah, a little soapy water might be handy, Tank, when you do those, man.
Then my fingers are going to be slippery if I use soap.
You want that third centerpiece to fit through that tire.
Did you have problems, Brad?
Oh yes, most people do with it. Steve found a way to do it. I don't know how, but he did.
Oh yeah.
Takes a lot of finger strength.
Short one goes on that side. Installing the arms on the servo. Oh, it's actually installed on top. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, need 2 more washers. Darn. As much as I like these magnetic trays, sometimes I hate them because they just, the screws stick on them. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I know.
I was going to say, hey, I'm missing a washer, but I just found it. So what's the next one you're gonna build, Brad?
I'm in the middle of building the fighting buggy. I was just telling you.
Okay,
I said there's a lot going on in that rear end.
and lots of parts,
Lots of parts. It's complex.
more than this one.
Oh yeah. And they're all metal.
Metal.
Yeah, you should get yourself an SRB chassis one day. You'll like it.
There's a lot of things I want to get.
They don't have. You could get a ball diff as an option for them, but I always would stick with the posi rear end on it because it's 2-wheel drive. You get the best traction out of a posi, 2-wheel drive.
Okay,
For straight performance acceleration.
well, if I get a buggy, another buggy, it's gonna be a 4x4 buggy. I got enough 2-wheel drives.
What do you got? You got a 4-wheel drive buggy coming?
No, if I get a buggy, it's gonna be a 4-wheel drive buggy.
Well, Tamiya makes plenty of those, and so does Yocho.
Yeah. Okay, they want me to install the ESC already. Are they nuts? Man, the front suspension has not even done. I think I'm
Now
gonna
you got to do
skip-
the front. You got to do the trailing arm front and the front suspension.
Yeah, I think I'll do that before the before the putting the ESC on. I'll just skip one step.
Hey Frank, there is a sport tuned motor of the 380.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, more powerful than the one that came with.
That's okay. I'll run this, and if I don't like it, I got a couple of other things I can put in there.
When did you get the radon motor? Because
Oh, I got that a while ago. I actually had it on my Kyosho Rampage.
that Rampage worked well with it, didn't it?
Yeah, it did okay, but I burnt it because I was stupid and I ran it on 3S and I wasn't supposed to.
So you replaced the
The brush, I blew the brush.
you replaced the brushes.
Yep. And then I decided to put on my Wraith, which was bad idea. It was way too fast for that, and I wasn't geared right. So I blew the a spring, one of the spring just like melted on it. So that motor has seen a lot of heat, but it's still running.
Hey, yeah, are you ever taking it apart and take a white eraser to the commutator to clean it off?
Not yet, but I probably will.
You should. I wish someone still made motor lathes.
Okay.
I can't. No one can seem to find any online. And like, if they're still making brush motors, why stop making the lathes?
True.
I know Holmes will repair one for $25,
Okay.
but they have their own lathe for them. But I want to be able to do it myself.
There's a guy here in town that does them. Okay, I got that. I got that. I got this.
Yeah, back in the day, all the hobby stores used to sell these little, what they called comm sticks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was basically rubber. They had them in red and green. They were a slightly different grit, and you could use it to dress your brushes and to dress your commutator.
Yeah,
Okay.
they had one that was hand cranked and they had power ones.
Well, this is just a stick. You'd
Oh.
stick it in your brush hood and spin the pinion gear. And otherwise, with the brush, you'd hold the brush in your fingers and rub
yeah.
it real good with the rubber band to shine it up. I still got a couple of them.
What, motor lathes?
No, com sticks.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Oh, that
break.
doesn't sound good. What'd you break?
I knocked my camera off the table and it landed in the cat's water bowl.
the cat wasn't there. I'm freaking out.
No, he's outside.
He's outside catching
just-
mouse.
Well, I'd like to think he's going to do that. More than likely, he's out there fighting and chasing ladies.
Ah. Didn't you tell him they're just trouble?
Yeah, he didn't listen.
I have that oil.
You ever seen this?
It's yeah, that looks like synthetic clear oil, or is that the commutator stuff?
Yeah, that's the race prep com drops.
This is mine. Black Death com drops, they call this.
Yeah, this is clear.
I don't have those.
If you're gonna run brushed motors, you should. Gives
Yep.
out a smell, but you know it's doing good for the commutator.
Yep, just put a drop on each of your brushes, and I used to do that every race.
Oh yeah.
Actually, you could put it on the com or the brushes, I think, right?
Well, I'd put a drop on both brushes just to cover all my bases. Basically, I'd use the com stick on the commutator, clean the brushes, put a drop of race prep
I would
com
like
drop
some
on each one. And
I would like some commutator what you're talking about. I'd like to have some of those.
Hey, I'm at the tire part, the next phase in the tire part, and they just mentioned that the tires are directional. How come you didn't mention that to me?
Yeah, I did. I told you that, believe it or not, those panel tires are directional.
You should tell me these things, Brad.
I did.
Hey, Queenie's there, Matthias, 907. How you all doing? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up. It helps the algorithm.
Frank's having a fun time putting a real simple kit together from Tamiya.
Pretty simple.
What?
It's pretty simple.
They still make them because they're so fun to play with.
No, they still make them because they still sell.
They still sell, but they're also fun to play with.
That ball. Now I still need one of those little screws, plastic screws. First time I see a kit with plastic nuts. Now. Oh, Brad's coughing. Take another smoke.
I'm not coughing. I think it was
Oh.
Bill
It was
Bill.
Bill coughing.
himself.
Take another smoke. Oh no, it fell on the ground. Stupid plastic nuts. So what the super buggy you're building, what color are you gonna paint it?
Oh, it's going to be painted black box art.
Box art?
Yeah, because it's beautiful in box art. Most people do it in box art. If you saw the kit,
What a
you
stupid
saw what it
question
painted
I
in
asked.
box art. It's like, what?
Of course you're gonna go box art. What a stupid question I asked.
It's beautiful in box art, actually.
I wish my son would have patience to build these.
You should buy him a new RC kit and give it to him. And then just kind of wait for him to start on it.
Yep.
And if he doesn't start on it, ask him when's he going to start his kit.
Yeah, but then that's pushing him. I know what you mean. I'm just teasing.
I mean, just if he seems like he's waiting for you, you know.
Yes, yes. And these
So I
things
think
are
the
small.
patience that it takes to build a kit like that would serve him well otherwise,
Yeah.
you know.
Woohoo,
Tony
little
just went
ball
last.
end. Little ball end installed on my, you can't see. Can't see nothing out of that camera.
Yep, those are small.
Yeah. I don't know why I don't get my proper tools for this, but I use this stupid cross instead. I do have wrenches for these. But since I only had two, I said, I'm just going to use the wrench. Okay, done. Done. Install the front suspension on the chassis. And then it's the front shocks. 1117.
Yep. Grasshopper got pogo sticks all the way around.
They have what?
Pogo sticks.
Oh, yeah. Front bumper. 6 screws. 1, 2, 3.
When me and my buddy started with these things, we built ourselves a little track
Okay.
in his yard, and it wasn't but like 3 foot wide at the widest point. Had some serious hills and jumps and whoop-de-doos and just really wicked, crazy track. And
Okay.
our first trip to a real RC track was a real eye-opener. I mean, this thing was at bare minimum 6 foot wide, and it was just huge. I mean, huge compared to our little track.
Oh, yeah.
And it was basically a great big circle with a pie cut in it and 2 jumps.
What are you talking about?
That the jumps amounted to speed bumps. And after we had been racing each other for several months there in his yard, we went to that RC track and we took first and second place first time out.
What are you talking about?
Racing,
Grasshoppers?
well, Hornets anyway.
Well, I'm sure the Grasshoppers and Hornets race together.
Nope, they didn't
Oh,
put the Grasshoppers in because they basically they came with a 380 motor and no shocks. It was all just spring dampers.
okay.
I mean, they could have just put 540s in them to race against the Hornets.
Yeah, but the front of the Grasshopper chassis won't allow you to put shocks on it without cutting on it, and so it's kind of tough to run a Grasshopper and keep up with a Hornet.
You race against Grasshopper 2s?
Never saw Grasshopper 2.
You need to watch my channel then. I bought a special edition Grasshopper 2 because they had oil filled dampers on it. The original one did not.
You bought it?
Yeah, when I got that money from the government.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Wasn't that expensive, Frank?
Oh, yeah.
It was less than $110.
Hmm.
We're right up your alley.
Yeah, when I first got into RC and started racing, I went from the Hornet to a Blackfoot, and then I went to an RC10.
The RC what? RC10?
Yep.
Yeah, the RC10 when they came out there, they were pretty good compared to the
They
Tamiya.
dominated for years.
Oh, yeah.
And when they came out with the RC10T, I went straight to the hobby store, bought the suspension arms, the shocks, shock towers, and dog bones.
Okay.
I raced a
And I had
B3.
the oh, what brand was that? Oh, it was HPI, the HPI truck wheels, the 2.2 truck wheels. They're basically 2 inches wide,
Okay.
and I think it was probably Proline tires I had on it, some ribs up front, and had the mini pins on the back.
You know, Associated brought back the originals. They did do what Tamiya did, but they made very little of them.
Yeah, but they weren't done with the original transmission. They were done with the Stealth, the re of the RC10.
Oh, I had a B3 that had the Stealth transmission in it.
Yeah. Well, the Stealth was their first 3-gear transmission.
Wasn't
the
the
original
first gear?
10 transmission was it was a 6-gear, and it was basically 2 3-gear transmissions jammed up next to each other. One fed the left tire, one fed the right tire.
Okay.
And the ball diff was up top, and it used this weird thing with a tube over a shaft, and the tube locked into one of the top gears on the transmission, and the shaft locked to the other one. And on the other end, the tube was attached to a pressure plate, and you had another pressure plate that went on and locked into the shaft. And so your ball diff was up on the side of the transmission where they put slipper clutches now.
Did you know that there was a Stealth transmission aftermarket thing that where it was to fit a Tamiya? I forgot what Tamiya that fit.
Probably a King cab
Yeah.
or something
Yeah,
like
I think it was the King
That
cab.
was the one they were pushing for racing way back in the day.
It's still very popular. People would like to see it come back.
Yeah, that was one of those RCs that I wanted way back then, but I never did get one because I had moved on to Associated, but that was basically because my hobby was racing, not so much as just RC in general.
Okay.
And so most of the time I only owned one car at a time.
I think Tamiya with their own transmission on it, I think they did have a slipper clutch option for it. Hey, if they bring it back, I hope you'll get it for yourself because you never had one. You know? There was a couple of years where Tamiya beat everybody in the buggy class.
Yeah, but that probably didn't last that long. Because Team
I
Associated.
know they won. I
was
think they
good.
won 1 or 2 years. I don't know if they were back to back, but they did win.
Okay. I think in Japan they have some Tamiya race, but it's only Tamiyas that can actually race.
Yeah,
on that.
but they actually had this race in the Infmar in World.
Okay.
So, and it did win. They had one of the best Japanese drivers in the industry racing it.
So the front shock is just a bolt going through.
That's what I told you.
Pretty simple.
You have to grease it up.
Hey, RC Recreation, how you doing? Yeah, I'll grease it up. I'll grease it up all right.
You also have a little rubber thing that you put
Done.
on it too. You notice that?
Yeah, done. Cut and installed.
So you did put the rubber piece on there.
Yes, I did, sir. I am following the instruction.
I certainly hope so.
Hey, Bushman. We are building a Tamiya kit. Looks like I have to paint it white. It's already white, but I got to paint it white. But I don't have white. Guess I'm going to the
You don't have
hardware
a
store.
TS white?
I do, but I don't think I have enough. I'll check.
Aren't the TS paints for Lexan?
I
Or is
have
that
lots of
PS?
PS clear.
No,
I just have
PS
to
is-
clear it.
PS is for Lexan and TS is for hard.
Okay, I had them confused.
There, front suspension is done on both sides. Rear suspension is done. Oh, I got to tie.
So did you have bearings for that tank, or was that all bushings you put in?
No, I put bearings.
Cool.
Frank's no dummy.
Yeah, I'm no dummy.
I think it's stupid to build them without ball bearings, any car.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's gonna run once or twice and sit on the shelf the rest of its life, what's the harm in using plastic bushings? You know.
Yeah, well, I don't agree
But
with.
when you're gonna run a lot, you definitely need the bearings.
I don't agree with shelf being. It's a waste of money to my mind.
No, I got a bearing kit here and just got a bunch of bearings.
Hell, if I hadn't sold most of them, I'd still have. Oh, I don't know, about 4 times as many cars as what are here now.
Oh yeah.
Hey, if they bring out something that you want again, that you didn't get before, maybe if they bring it out again, you can get it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Like
But right
that,
now,
like
I'm into the scale model / trail truck kind of thing, you know. So I think my next thing I'm gonna do is probably go ahead and convert the tow pig to 4-wheel drive.
a what?
I'm gonna convert my tow pig to 4-wheel drive.
Oh,
See, I built that thing right there as a 2-wheel drive with a semi-truck front axle.
you know,
But when a trailer's hooked to it, it doesn't steer well. It gets too light in the front.
Oh yeah.
you need the weight up front from the 4-wheel drive.
Yeah. I mean, I've already got that front bumper. There's a copper tube that runs the length of that thing that's filled with lead.
You know, I could see you buying it. I could see
So-
you getting yourself a sand scorcher because that's very scale. You
Is
know,
that built on the same chassis as like the, oh, that is the one. And it comes with the Beetle
Yeah.
Buddy. It's all
Yes.
aluminum suspension
and,
and all
and the
that shit.
front and the front suspension is an actual Beetle from that model.
Yeah, yeah.
It's an
just like a
actual
VW
working
Beetle.
Beetle model. An actual
Yeah.
Beetle front suspension. That's the scales you really can get. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would kind of like to get a re of that.
They're kind of on the expensive side, but you know what? They're worth it.
Well, hell, I don't know, Brad. If you look at the trucks I've been building, they're pretty expensive too.
Yeah, I know. But the kit's over $300. It's around $400.
Yeah,
But it's all metal. It's mainly a lot of metal parts on it.
yep.
And it has a posi rear end on it. So I've seen a guy in Japan or Korea. He showed it doing some type of trail running over some like a boulder field.
JD's in the chat. JD's in the chat, and he says instruction. We don't need no stinking instructions.
Hell, most of what I buy from my RCs don't have no instructions anyway. You got to figure it out.
They
Hey, you know,
smells like real rubber. These things. They smell good.
yeah, they're also not the hardest of rubber either.
Nope, looks pretty good. Looks like they're directional too.
Yeah, they're
No way. They're directional.
yes, they are.
Even the front ones are directionals.
No, well, they don't look at that. They showed a diagram when you put the third piece of the rim in the center. It shows that it has to be a certain way. It's directional the way that they're formed.
So how are you supposed to get that ring in there, Brad?
Oh, that's easy. The front tires will be fine. It's the rear ones that's going to be the trouble ones.
You think?
Yeah.
That's when soapy water comes in handy, Tank.
Yeah. I'll try it without the soapy water.
And sometimes because if you don't know how to do it right, it's like putting a square peg in a circle.
Yeah. I hear you.
I also have to make sure the other sides line up correctly, or you'll never get the screws through them.
Okay.
Just kind of like getting a bead lock seated. You
Well, they are bead locks, but they have to be exactly level with each other. I mean, exactly in the same position, so the screws and the nuts will stay in place, or the screw will go through it.
Hey, it's in for the front.
The front ones are easy. It's the rear ones that.
So you want me to do a rear one then?
Yes, do a rear one. See what happens. Make sure you do it directionally.
Yeah, but the ring doesn't matter. Oh, I guess it does matter, the ring. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's offset.
Yep. This big thing has to fit in this little tiny tires.
Yep. They're 1.5. That's what I was told back in the day.
Yeah, that is kind of looks like challenging, but
Oh, you're going to be frustrated, Frank.
maybe. I got pretty big
I
fingers.
think I would start with this. Well, I don't know. It kind of looks like there's a small side and a big side. I don't know.
They do have those oval type shaped things on it, but
Yeah. I'm pushing. It's slowly coming in.
yeah, but then you got to turn it around in there.
I will.
That carcass is pretty stiff,
Yeah, it is.
but the rubber itself is not the hardest rubber that you got on Tamiyas. So are you getting it? Frank's getting it.
Yeah, it's almost in.
It's almost where you can turn it around 180
There.
degrees.
It's in there.
I can't believe you did it, Frank. It was more difficult than you thought, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was more difficult than I thought, but it goes in. It's just the other one, I gotta make sure I put it in the right way or flip it the right way.
Well, just make sure you have it directional. It tells you on the page right there.
Yep.
Yeah. Tamiya said, we don't need no stinking phones. We ain't got room for no stinking phones.
Now that putting foams in here and with this tire the way it is, it would be very painful. Queenie says that's what she
Frank's
said.
got strong fingers. Because I couldn't do it.
Let's put in the other one right away like that.
I remember when I started racing the RC10s and they had those, and they came out with the glue up wheels. Oh man, I was so thrilled. I was like, yay, no more 3-piece wheels. Because the RC10s had 3-piece wheels on them too, beadlock.
Yeah, they did. They had 3-piece wheels, the original RC10s.
Yep.
Even the T's did too.
See, the second one went in easier because I knew how to push it.
Because
Actually,
you knew what they were doing.
the RC10Ts never had the 3-piece on them.
I thought I saw them once with deep ditch.
They were always done with the glue ups. Because Associated only made 2.2.
Or was it Losi that had the 3-piece wheel?
I don't know. I can't remember ever seeing a Losi with that either, to be honest with you.
Oh, I heard Papa Losi died recently.
Yeah, not too long ago. A couple months, I think.
You know who's still alive? You know who's still alive? Schumacher.
Yeah.
He's an old guy, but he goes to events. And they've been remaking the old ones on their cars too.
I think I got it right.
You got them directionally right?
I think so. I'd say yes. There we go. Both rear tires are done just like that.
Now you got to put the pieces on each side.
Yeah, I still got one front tire to do. I find the front one harder.
I didn't.
That was how I felt about it too. I always thought fronts were more difficult than the rears because you had a little more rubber to work with on the rears, you know, a little more space inside the tire to move that thing around.
Woohoo! Okay, now I got to find small screws.
Yeah, believe it or not, the front tire screws are shorter than the rear tire screws.
Oh yeah, they are different sizing. They're 8mm in the front and 10mm in the rear. And they're all mixed together. That's a lot of fun.
To the front ones, get rid of all the small ones first.
And, the nuts key into the back side of the wheel, right?
You got to put the nut on the back side of the wheel.
Yeah, but I mean, they got little pockets for them.
Yeah, there's a little thing that's shaped like the nut that fits in there.
Yeah, they do. I need 10 of them.
Yep, 5 for each wheel. I do have to say Tamiya's 3-piece front wheels look much better than Associated's 3-piece wheels.
Yeah, well, those were smooth. The Tamiya's ones were more ornamental.
Yeah, but now that I got the tire in there, I can't put these right away because I got to paint these. They don't tell you to paint them, but it would be nice being the same color.
So what are you gonna do? You're gonna paint the rims white?
Well, to do a nice job, it would have to be, but I probably won't. We'll see. I might take them apart again.
Yeah. You only really need to beat the outside.
Yeah.
You know, the face.
Okay, that's done. That's there. Put a nut. And then sandwich them together. I guess the inside.
The shallower end goes on the one facing you, and the deeper end goes in the rear.
Wine.
I think so.
Yes, sir. Oh no, the nut fell off. The screws are jumping at me.
You got the nuts out?
Yeah, I got the nuts out. I got the bag of nuts.
Those are so tiny.
Oh, not that bad. What's tiny is when you start working with the Orlando. Those are tiny.
Oh yeah.
They have a new one that's based after a Ford.
I'm gonna have to take a bathroom break. There, one nut is in. Woo! Can't see it. It's too bright. I'll be right back. You guys talk about something about Tamiya real quick.
Yep, that's a stylish wheel right there now.
They used that on a lot of cars, actually, those rims.
Yep, they did.
They had them on the Beetle, the SRB chassis. I think they may have had it on they also put it on the Superstorm Dragon when they took that body and put it on a Hornet chassis. The Hornet had it.
Yeah,
The Frog had it. The Frog had it.
Yep, all their early two-wheel drives had that. And hell, if you look at the gear bags that come with each of them, there's no difference. They all come with the same gears. You just have a different housing depending on the chassis.
I know that there's brass. There's one brass gear in my SRB chassis.
Yeah. But I mean, the majority of them all came with all those same gears.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the gear, believe it or not, a lot of the gears that are in that Grasshopper are also in the TEN-SCTE.
The Hornet, the Lunchbox, the Midnight Pumpkin.
Those have almost identical gear sets.
Yes, and someone finally made a metal one for the gear that runs the motor hits. They now have a metal gear for it, because I know people are insane and putting big ass brushless power through them. So they made a metal gear of the counter drive gear.
Right.
Hey, just makes that gearbox more bulletproof. Oh, who cares?
There, now you can see it better.
I hope I told you how to put them in right. Because if not, it's not gonna spin right.
What's not going to spin right?
The fronts. Sometimes if you don't put them in right together, they don't move freely.
Well, it's not rocket science. Yes, these are tiny nuts, that's for sure.
Yeah. And tiny screws.
So on your build that you're doing right now, what do you got left to do?
I'm still building the rear end on it, and I'm gonna have to. There's a particular motor I want for it. I bought a brushless, and I decided against putting a brushless in it. I want to put my an RZ super stock in it,
Okay,
which is a brushed motor. It's the fastest of the super stocks. Do you have a new kit you're going to be getting yourself?
I got two kit. I got an MO5 and an MO6 to build. I got the flower power van.
And you're going to be putting that in an MO6 chassis?
Nope, I'm going to put it
You're
on
going
the
to keep it front
MO5.
wheel drive.
Yeah, I'm going to put it on the MO5
Makes
for
no
now.
sense. It makes no sense that they did that as well as they did to the Miata.
Yeah, but it's going to go on it for now, just because I have it. I will look for another MO6, but for now, it's going to go on it.
You could get an MO8.
I could.
MO8 is a totally different chassis, but it's still an M.
But for something I'm going to drive maybe once or twice a year.
So you think the MO8 would be better if you were going to race it?
If racing it, yeah, but come on, it's a van. It's a van body. You're not going to put a van body.
Hey, the Europe races semis.
Yeah. Check.
Are you surprised that those are bead locked?
No, it's interesting the way it's done, but
Hey, it still does the trick now, doesn't it?
oh yeah.
No glue needed.
I like that.
You like that?
Guess I'm gonna have to go to the beach and try these sand paddles.
Yeah, but if you feel it can't get through with the 380, you should put a 540 in it to get it some power.
Can't wait to put it beside my Super Hornet, see the size difference.
I wish they'd come back out with the Super Hornet. That was a good car. I loved that car. I was surprised when it came out that they gave it a hard body, not Lexan like the other one.
Okay. So I got another kit. The guy Justin from STCRC was selling two kits, an M05 and an M06. So the flower power van, he was selling it, and he was also selling the Volkswagen Beetle Bug, which is on an M06. So I bought both of them. So what I'm going to do, and I asked my wife what she wanted me to do, because since I got the flower power van, she told me I need a flower power bug now.
Okay.
So
Cool.
that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be building a flower power bug and a flower power van.
And you're gonna run them. You're gonna run them like you did into Ottawa.
You could. This one goes like that.
Huh?
That one goes like that, and the other one goes the other way.
Did you already do both front? Well, I got front tires. You already screwed them together.
Yep, both front tires are done.
That's fast.
They're both done. Boom, just like that, it's done.
Not, but you also have to set up the ESC.
I'm a fast screwer. Screwer. Don't screw with me, man. I don't screw around when I screw. Screws. When I screw screws, I don't screw around. My garbage can is full.
You do know that the bolted side, the nut side, has to be facing inwards on the car.
What? The nuts are on the inside. The bolt.
When you put it, it has to be close. It has to be inwards towards the chassis.
The nut is towards the chassis.
Okay,
Is that okay?
it's supposed to be.
Did I do it right? Am I in trouble?
So how are you going to do a flower beetle?
I checked on Amazon and I got a whole bunch of stickers.
Is it going to look almost exactly like the van?
Oh yeah.
It's going to be the same sticker set.
No, not the same sticker set, but it'll work.
And you're going to get that light blue color.
I am not sure what color I'm going to put the Beetle yet, but it probably will not be a light blue. I'm probably going to do the fenders a different color, like do it 4 or 5 different colors, just like the ones you see.
Well, the van had a light blue color.
Yes, and it is pre-painted.
Yeah. It's a good paint job, isn't it?
Yeah, it's okay.
I take it it's a Volkswagen van?
Yeah. Type 1.
Cool.
Or type 2. It might be type 1 or type 2.
Type 2.
You know, they made a 4-door pickup truck one of that
Oh yeah.
Yep.
in real life.
Made it in a 2-door also.
Yeah, they also had a 2-door version of it too, with the longer bed.
And the sides would fold down.
Yeah, I think they used to call them chicken somethings.
I don't remember what they called them, but I remember the sides and the back were hinged and they would fold down.
Oh yeah.
I remember that. You remember the things that those were its nickname. I forgot what they actually called it. A type something.
Don't know.
I don't know what their original number was on them because that's what they had was a number. But,
Yeah, but they call it
basically
a type
the
something.
Volkswagen thing was Hitler's Jeep
Yeah,
because they were built for the military in Germany in World War II.
they only sold
And
two-wheel. Yeah,
by Volkswagen, basically just a Volkswagen Bug with a different body on it.
Really?
You know,
and it had
same
four-wheel
panel.
drive.
Well, I
They
know the
never sold
Bug
the
came out
four-wheel
in
drive
four-wheel
ones to
drive.
us.
They had some four-wheel drives, but not all of them. And the Volkswagen thing itself never came with four-wheel drive.
No, but they
It
did
was
have
just
a
a Bug.
Volkswagen. They did have a Beetle with a four-wheel drive for the military.
Yeah, but that was just a Bug chassis with a military body on it. Was all. Honestly, I'm surprised they were able to sell them here.
Oh yeah.
They were popular, actually. They're popular now. They're collector's item.
But even that, you know, at the time, it just seemed like the way they were built was like they should not have been able to pass the safety.
They might have called them
Regular.
Type 35s.
Oh no.
But they never sold the four-wheel drive one that the military used.
No, no.
Yeah, I think that was the one they called the Klugel wagon or something like
The
that.
Kluber wagon, yep. And FMS made a scale version of it, which they did a beautiful job on it.
Yeah, even the engine turns.
Yep.
It just amazed me how they do 1/12 scale or 1/18 scale so scale, and they don't do it on the 1/10.
And you know,
Yeah.
they make that real scale, and they also put a two-speed transmission on it and you can make it two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive setup.
Yeah, and they did that 1/6 scale Jimny.
Yeah.
And they
Well,
Jim
they
and
did a Jeep too, but the Jimny is also 1/6, but that one is actually smaller than a normal 1/10 scale RC.
Okay.
You know, because the Jimny's a tiny thing.
Yep.
I've seen the modern day Jimneys. They are quite the little off-roader.
It's just like that D car there, D whatever. Everybody was buying a while back. It's small, but they were saying it was 1/10, and everybody's saying, "No, it's way too small for 1/10."
No, it's because it's the key cars.
Yeah, it's because those are friggin' small in real life.
Yeah,
They're lucky they didn't make a 10 scale key car. That's even smaller than that.
Brad, I'm almost done my tires.
Yes, I see that.
I think I did them a little quicker than you did.
you're about to have yourself a roller there, Tank.
Yep.
Frank's gonna put the tires on it and set up the ESC, aren't you, and see if it works.
Well, I don't know if I'll do that tonight. But it's not bad. 2.5 hours right now, and I almost got a roller. Like I'm almost done.
Yep, nice, relaxed little build there.
And I didn't rush. I kind of took my time, but it's not a very hard kit to do. There's not a lot of things in this thing.
It's such a bare bones vehicle.
The rear ones don't have bearings.
Nope, because they're in the axle, around the axle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But there's no pin. Oh yeah, there's that other thing. Okay.
There is a pin.
Yeah, that was the one bad thing about those wheels. Pin drive instead of having a hex.
Yeah, it's that grab, that black thing there that grabs the rear. It's kind of weird.
My fighting buggy uses the same thing that holds that rim on for the Grasshopper, but it's in metal.
Okay.
So if you really wanted to, you could get the metal ones.
Anybody's watching and they want to get into the after hour show, I'll stay on for a little bit, but not too late. It is already 12 o'clock. There, 4 wheels are done.
Now just put it on the car.
Bearings for the front. Sealed bearings. Sealed ceramic bearings. Nothing but the best for Brad's car.
I owed you that because of what you did with my Hornet.
They're not ceramic bearing, they're just bearings. They're just sealed. I gotta cut the rear part for the wheels. Big washers here. What the heck are these for? Big plastic washers. Let's see what the next page has. Put some grease, put the nut, put that there. There is a pin. Then there's a battery tray. Okay.
Oh, that's right. Those damn things that got the little circles that stick out, lock into the wheel.
Okay.
Is that what that is? The black pieces you got?
Yes.
Okay.
These black pieces are the thing that locks the wheel. Put one. That. Ooh, nice. Almost got it. I never almost got it. I never understand why people say that. My F is never quiet. Not sure what he's talking about.
Me either. I must have missed the comment he's referring to.
I'm not sure I got it right on to where it needs to go, especially this little thing that goes on the nut.
Just make sure you don't over tighten.
Yeah, I know.
Tamiyas don't like that.
Woohoo. One's done.
What'd you move with that, Robert?
Okay. Oh. Almost lost a pin. You couldn't see it anymore. Robert's back.
Yeah, I used to buy little Ziploc bags of those pins
Oh, yeah.
because
Hey,
they're
I've made
everywhere.
those
You got
pins
them
out of
in.
broken tiny screwdrivers.
I was stuck on the trail one. I actually took a body clip and do a pin.
I've done that before.
Friggin' tough, those body clips to cut. Friggin' hard to cut. Hey, woohoo. Now, should I wait till next week to do the electronics?
I don't know, because I've always found that they're not easy to start. They're one-touch setup, but you got to go through these modes with the touching of it, and it confuses me.
Oh, darn.
I'm not an IT guy like you.
What about a guy like me?
You're an IT guy. You should know how to easily work with any ESC, regardless of it's one touch.
Yeah. I put the rear tires on, but I put them backward.
I thought that might have been the case.
Come on, you can't see that on video. Nobody knows except for me. Boom, done. Except for the electronics. And that's very fast to do, but a lot of bounce in the front. The rear is not a lot.
But the rear doesn't bounce as much as you expect it to.
Yeah. The front does. Oh man, there's toe in on that thing when you.
I know.
Oh yeah. Not just toe end, but you got a big camber change.
Yeah. So when you actually. Boink.
But that actually kind of works for you when you're taking a turn.
Yeah.
Because it does on the Hornet anyway. Those rear pivots aren't going to allow you to lean over on that one.
So the body is actually screwed from underneath.
Yeah, that's a screw on top.
So just paint the top, don't paint the frame, the bottom stays black.
You know what's also different? You've got to eventually you got to take a brush to the roll bar. The roll bar is painted different.
The roll bars are painted different.
I think they're black, but the car is painted white.
Okay.
That's not a problem for you.
Yeah. I see.
Trust
that
me,
on the
white
box.
paint, you'll see a difference between the body and the white paint. There's a big difference.
Yeah. And there's still the bucket lights to paint and the interior guy to paint.
Well, what you know is you got to take a paintbrush to the roll bar and the little guy.
Yeah.
I think the little guy's painted a flat white.
Probably says it in the manual. So 2 screws there, 2 screws there to put the body on.
And of course, you got to put the battery door on when you put a battery in.
Yeah.
What receiver?
Notice the body's already pre-cut for a 540.
Was that
Where's
Bill?
the receiver? Whose receiver are you going to be using? A Radio Link?
Radio Link 4 channel. It's gonna be a small one. It'll fit in there.
Oh, don't forget, you also have to paint the headlights.
Mm-hmm.
They're black and the front end is white, big flat white. It'll tell you in the directions what how to paint the box art. It'll tell you what paints you need.
There we go. I don't even have my front lights on. I really don't know how I used to build here before I put my overhead lamp, and it's so dark. But since I put that other lamp on top, it's so nicer to actually work now. I can see better.
And you find that an enjoyable build?
Yeah, it was quite easy and fast. Now I just gotta get some white paint.
And some of the other little colors, there's like 2 colors technically.
2 colors.
The black and the white,
Well, the black is for the roll bars.
and the half and the behind the headlights.
The headlights are a different color.
They're black. The headlights are the back of it is black.
And underneath the rear wing is a different color.
Oh yeah, it's a black. It's a black on the back of the rear wing. Yes, that actually gives it depth, Frank. That's why you paint that.
Yeah, so it's
black
This
behind
part-
the wing.
this part here is actually black. This stays white, but this part is black.
Yeah, but the black gives it depth.
Yeah, I think they do that, Brad, because the black is going to give it some depth, so it's going to look better.
Yeah, you really only have 2 colors. A third, if you want to call the flat white for the guy's body.
Adjust the wheel. They got to be cambered, towed in a little bit. X11.
That's the acrylic paints in the bottle.
Yeah, I know. But there's 2 lines that they want you to paint a different color on the cab. So it's X18 for the roll bars. Oh, X18 for the roll bars. But right here, there's 2 lines that come down.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I thought it's a silver.
X11, I think it's a silver.
So you're talking about maybe 4 colors? Because the guy's XF color, right?
Well, TS26, which is the white, X18, which is the blacks, X11, which is, I believe, the silver.
And what's it say about the
X18 for the back, X18.
what about the man?
TS2726 for the front headlights. And Z8 for the men. And Z4 for the head. Oh no, Z4, that's the part number.
That's not a color. It's
Oh,
probably an
there
XF
it
for
is.
the guy's body.
TS26, XF1, XF2,
See,
and
you got 2 flat colors.
XF15. Let me tell you, I'm not taking all those colors, but it will be painted.
You have colors that are equivalent.
Oh, it's gonna be pretty close.
It's like painting a damn model.
That's the whole point. Tamiya was known for making models.
Yep. Well, guys, I'm going to call it a night here.
Okay, Bill.
Same here. Thank you for coming,
Fun.
and chatting with me while I was building this. It was a lot of fun.
Looks
So
like no
one-
one wants to come in.
So say bye, Bill, and we'll get Brad to say bye after.
All right, well, good night, everybody. Y'all all have a great week. And thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, Brad, go ahead.
Thanks for doing this again. I'm hoping we'll do this again next Tuesday. And I know that you're going to be busy Thursday, so there won't be a thing as always.
Yeah, I'm going to a hockey game Thursday.
Yeah.
So. Sounds good, guys. Thank you very much. And we'll talk to you guys later. Until then, go charge up some batteries and go out there and break something. Because if you're not breaking anything, you're not having any fun. Right, Bill?
Depends on how deep your pocket is.
That's a good one too, how deep your pocket is.
Right?
What I mean by that is push it. Just push it to the limit. Push your RCs. Have fun with it. And if you're not breaking anything, you're not having any fun. I'll talk to you later. Cheers.
Bye.